Hi, hello, and welcome. Game 3, 2 p.m. Bucks and Thunder. Matney gets it over to the corner for a quick three from Renshin. Rebounded by the Thunder, kicks it all the way down to Springer, loses control of it, out of bounds, Bucks ball.
Out of bounds.
Had a little visit in the booth from our new commissioner, Brock Cant. Sorry about the silence. Luke Green has the ball on the left, kicks it over to John Martin at the top of the key. Hesitates over to Renshin. Drives by, left-hand side, gets it to fall.
Renshin.
And we'll go to the line to complete the three-point play.
Foul was assessed to number 3, Jawan McKinnon. This is the first foul, first team foul. Substitution for the Thunder.
Completes the play. Thunder ball. Trey Anthony looking good in his Thunder jersey. Welcome back to the league. Ball handling on the wing. Kicks it over to Darian Bosby, who gets fouled by Nick Crow. No, other way around. He hit a travel just in front of Nick. Turns it over to the Bucks. Wrenching back and down Springer, goes up and under with a little loop-de-loop. Doesn't get to the fall, but will go to the line to shoot two.
All right, foul's been assessed to number 1, Cassius Springer. This is going to be the first foul, second team foul.
Splits him. Bosby. Tipped around, ends up out on Matney. Staying with the Thunder. Trey Anthony driving the lane. Kicks it over to Springer on the right-hand side. Goes up for it, no good, but fouled by number 7 on the Bucks, Nick Crow. Cassius Springer will go to the line to shoot two. Misses the first one, in and out.
Foul was assessed to number 7, Nick Crow.
Checking into the game for the first time this season. Missing last season. Number 21 on the Thunder. Walter Hudson III. So happy to see you back on the floor, dude. Misses both free throws, rebounded by Nick Crow. Matney bringing the ball up. Finds John Martin for a nice little lob pass. He goes up on the left-hand side, gets it to fall.
John Martin.
Mr. 3 over to Bosby, kicks it back to Walter at the top of the key. Over to Trey, back to Walter. Tipped by Luke, but saved by Bosby. Kicks it over to Anthony in the lane, over to Bosby at the top of the key for a 3. No good. Picked out by Trey. That was out of the hands of Nick Crow. Trey Anthony saves it, but saves it over to Gabe Wrenchen, who drives the lane on the right-hand side. Goes up for it, no good. Rebounded by Tansey. Poked away from Green. Tansey gives it to Anthony, tries to slow it down. Bosby with a bounce pass over to Cassius Springer through his hands out of bounds. Green crosses the timeline. Over to Crow on the left-hand side. Martin under the hoop, goes up for the midi, no good, rebounded by Tansey. Green comes out from behind and tries to get the jump ball. Tansey's got strong arms. Anthony over to Bosby. In and out, no good, rebounded by Martin. Kicked over to Matney. Picks up the pace, down to Wrenchen. Tansey's trying to do what Green did to him. Gets away with it. Dump pass down to Martin. No good, gets knocked on the head. And we'll go to the line for 2. Score is 7-0 up Bucks. Both of these teams are 0-2. Looking for their first win.
Anthony is going to be his first foul. 3rd team foul.
First one good. Second one, no good. Rebounded by Bosby. Pulls off the nice little dump pass to Hudson. Goes up for it, no good. Rebounded by Wrenchen. High pass to Crow. Drives the left side. Rocking the lane. Hudson's on him hard. Crow goes up with the strong arms. Hits that down.
Crow!
Hudson down to McKinnon. Back to Hudson. Goes up for the top of the key 3. In and out, no good. Rebounded by Luke Green. Don't see Ben today. Luke behind the back pass to Martin, who loses control of it. Picked up by McKinnon. Tries to go for the outside pass over to Tanky. Loses control of that too, and it's a Bucks ball. Wrenchen drives Trey down the lane, gets it to fall on the right-hand side. And being down 12-0, the Thunder will call their first timeout. We'll be back. Ball's back in. Hudson to Anthony. Anthony down to Bosby, who drives up and under the lane, gets that to fall. Darian Bosby. Crow drives on the left-hand side, gets a strip by McKinnon. Will stay Bucks ball. Crow finds Matney at the top. Martin with the pick. Matney runs into 3 Thunder players, gets it out to Luke Green in the corner, pulls up for the 3, no good. Rebounded by no one. Tipped by Renshin, tipped by Hudson, ultimately out on Renshin, and it will be the Thunder ball. Bosby to Hudson. Hudson with the skip pass over to Bosby. Finds Trey Anthony under the basket, thinks about it, dumps it down to McKinnon. McKinnon goes up for it, no good, but is fouled and will go to the line. Small Bucks team today. We only have 5 players.
Foul was assessed to number 20, Jack Matney. It's going to be his first foul. Second team foul.
Missing Caleb, Tristan, Benny, Ben. Usual starters. Bucks are still holding on to the lead, 12-4, with just under 10 left to play. Luke loses control of it, able to kick it out to Matney, who finds Luke underneath the basket, goes up on the left-hand side, no good, rebounded by Bosby. Long kick over to Hudson, goes up for the 3, knocks that down. Walter Hudson.
Welcome back.
Walter Hudson with the 1, 2, 3. Former broadcaster, wonderful PA. Renshin over to Matney. Matney stays still, misses the ball, but Renshin is there to clean it up.
Gabe Renshin.
McKinnon loses control of it. Almost a carry, tries to get it over to Hudson, but is kicked out of bounds, and it will be Bucks ball. Crow sets the pick for Renshin, who drives the lane on the left-hand side. Is tipped by Anthony, but Renshin strong goes up, gets it to fall. 16-7, Bucks lead. And both of these teams are 0-2, looking for their first win of the season.
Darian Bosby.
Darian Bosby with the 3. Speaking of 3, Commanders just scored on the Eagles. They are up 3-0. Anyone who cares about football, which I'm assuming you do. Tanky to Anthony. Finds McKinnon, who loses control of it. Over to Tanky. Drops down to Hudson. Skip pass at the top of the key to Bosby. Goes up for the 3 from the volleyball line. No good. Rebounded by... I don't know who ended up with the rebound, but got tipped by everybody. Trey Anthony. He's quick. He's got good hands, and he is proving that. Subs in. Tansy for Tanky. And Crow is out the line to shoot 2. No good on the first.
Foul was assessed to number 7, Darian Bosby. Is going to be his first foul. 4th team foul.
Crow misses both. John Martin ends up with the rebound. He kicks it to the top of the key to Renshin, drives on the left-hand side, goes up for it. No good. Rebounded by Nick Crow. Blocked in the back by McKinnon. McKinnon tries to save it, knocks it off the foot of Renshin, will go out of bounds and be Thunder ball. I spoke too soon. The Eagles just scored. As Bosby misses the 3. See, that's what it is. Martin with a midi, no good. Rebounded by Hudson, ends up with it. He's pushing, loses control of it, saves it, but saves it into the hands of John Martin. Down to Renshin. pulls up for 3, no good. Rebounded by the other number 3, McKinnon. Drives, hesitates. Hudson from the top of the key again, no good. Rebounded by Wrenchen. Losing control of it with McKinnon. He's using his fingers, he's doing some tips, and he's getting the ball moving.
Fouls assessed to number 3, Juwan McKinnon. It's going to be his second foul. 15 foul.
Bucks taking the ball out. Springer playing on Wrenchen hard. Gets the offensive foul. Cassius Springer draws the offensive foul from Wrenchen.
All right, it's a charging foul being assessed to Wrenchen.
Hudson saying to the ref, we don't have time for these arguments. This game is too close. McKinnon to Springer. Back to McKinnon. Over to Tansey on the right-hand side. He thinks about it. He's got options. Goes with Hudson up at the top of the key. Drives, kicks it out to Tansey again. Goes up with both hands, but isn't able to fall. Rebounded by Wrenchen, who's pushing down the court. It's knocked out of his hands by Springer, but he gets it back, goes up for it, and Tansey is called for the foul on Wrenchen, who will go to the line to shoot 2.
Foul's going to be on number 4, Brian Tansey. It's going to be his first foul, 16 foul.
It's a third missed free throw for the Bucks in a row. Take that 4. Rebounded by Matney, ends up with it. He's got Tansey and McKinnon on him. Able to kick it out to Martin, who gets it out to Crow at the top of the key. Hesitates, kicks it down to Wrenchen, drives, goes back behind the three-point line, puts it up, no good, but Springer hits him on the foot and sends him to the line to shoot 3.
Cassius Springer.
See if the Bucks can break their free throw fiasco they got going on right now. He will be shooting 3. Hey, look at that. Knocks the first one down. Second one good. Everyone was really excited, thinking it was a 2-point. Can he do it? Yes, he can. All 3 hit. Score is now 19-10 with just under 3 minutes to play. Hudson Thunder bring the ball up. Over to McKinnon on the corner. Back to Hudson at the top of the key. Hesitates. Gets it around to Tansey. He drives on the right-hand side. Pulls up with it. No good. Rebounded by Martin. Over to Wrenchen. He drives. He finds Matney over on the left-hand side, who drives himself. Kicks to Crow. No good. Rebounded by Tansey. Going the other way. Hudson kicking. Looking for someone under the hoop. Decides to take it all the way by himself. Pulls up to McKinnon at the top of the key. Bing, bang, boom. McKinnon gets that to fall. 6-point game. 19-13. Martin for 3. Let's make that
John Martin.
a 9-point game. John Martin, as I always say, one of my favorite people in the league to shoot a 3. Bosby drives, pulls up, good with the midi.
Darren Bosby.
Wrenchen crosses. Gets a pick from Crow, drives all the way on the right-hand side. No good. Good defense by Springer, putting his hands all the way up. The ball will be out on Wrenchen and will go to the Thunder. Subs in. Selly's in for Tansey. Mr. Marcel Hobbs. Hudson from the 3-point line. Bucks are playing a really strong 2-3. Thunder is trying to take advantage of it by the shots in the wing, but they aren't getting those to fall. As Matney drives on the left-hand side, he runs into Bosby, who gets his hand on it in time. Will be a jump ball, and it will be going to the Thunder. Bosby on the right-hand wing gets the screen from McKinnon. Pulls up for the midi in the face of Matney, who gets the hands on him. Air ball. Crow bringing it up. Over to Matney. Over to Wrenchin, who pulls up for the three. Hits that down. Making it a 10-point game. 15-14 left in this first half. Hudson calling to slow it down, trying to get the last shot. Have it not have to be a Hail Mary. Tipped by Martin, but makes it over to McKinnon. 2-1, goes up for a midi, no good, in and out. Rebounded by Martin, will just only add to the stats. It will be halftime. Bucks are up 25-15. See you soon. Welcome back, second half. Bucks ball. Green to Matney. Matney over to Wrenchin on the left-hand side. No good. Rebounded by Mark Connor, who's ready for his game. Game of the week next game. Hornets Warriors, both 2-0. Two really great teams this season. Anthony over to McKinnon. McKinnon finds Hudson on the wing. Drives. McKinnon drives all the way through, pulls up, no good, rebounded by Crow. Long pass down to Matney, who goes up on the left-hand side, gets that to fall.
Jack Matney.
Score is now 27-15. It's Hudson with the long pass down to McKinnon, who gets it out to Tansey. Bounce pass to Hudson, goes up for the three, no good, rebounded by Tansey, who gets the pass down to McKinnon, goes up for it, gets it to fall, and is fouled by Green, and he will go to the line to complete the three-point play. And he completes it. 9-point game, 27-18. Matney crosses half court. Long pass to Green, down to Martin. Big skip pass to Wrenchin, who gets it over to Matney, goes for the three, no good, rebounded by John Martin. Goes back up for it, no good. Tipped out by Anthony, and it will stay Bucks ball. Green to Wrenchin. Grabs the pick from Martin. Kick it over to Matney. Finds John in the middle of the box. Pulls up for a midi, no good. And the Eagles have scored again, 13-3. With 3:43 left in the first quarter. The NFC Championship game. Tansey kicks it out to down to McKinnon, over to Anthony, pulls up for the three. No good, oh, almost good, no good, tapped out by Hudson. Tansey goes up for it now. That one is good net, beautiful. 6-point game. Wrenchin to Crow, out to Green in the corner. High, long, and smashed down.
Green.
Luke Green. We've had all the Green family playing in the league. Chris on the Spurs for many seasons before he moved out to Colorado, bringing his brother Ben. Played for one season with the Spurs and then went over to the Bucks himself. And now has brought youngest brother, Luke Green, to join the family fun.
Gabe Wrenchin.
Wrenchin gets that to fall. Anthony crosses half court. Over to Hudson. Finds Cassius Springer under the basket, who gets it to drop.
Cassius Springer.
Crow to Renshin. Matney with this high pass to Crow. Backs down Tansy, loses control of it, ends up in the hands of John Martin, who also loses control of it. It will be Bucks ball. I think they just called a foul on McKinnon. Renshin calls for it, picks up his dribbles, he's looking for Crow in the middle, over to Luke. Finds Matney at the top, going left. Martin underneath the basket. Green doesn't get it to fall, but McKinnon ends up with the rebound. Hudson on the wing. Backing down Green, goes up for it, no good. Rebounded by Renshin, going the other way. He goes for the three. No good, rebounded by Tansy. Only a 6-point game. As McKinnon dumps it down to Anthony for the midi. No good, rebounded by Renshin. Bucks with no bench, they're starting to look tired, but they are still playing just as intense as they can. Martin loses control of it. Looking for a pass to Crow.
Right, substitution for the Thunder.
Subs in, looks like Marcel Hobbs checked in for Walter Hudson. Osby crosses half court. Finds McKinnon on the right side, drives. Pulls up for the mid, no good, rebounded by John Martin. Looking for an outlet, finds Crow. Renshin thinks about it. Drives, runs into Bosby, gets a body on him. Martin, no good with the tip, ends up in the hands of Cassius Springer, who drops it down to McKinnon. Finds Sell under the basket, kicks it back out to Bosby. He goes in between Crow, Renshin, and Martin. Goes up for it. No good, but is fouled by Martin under the hoop. And will shoot two.
Foul is assessed to number 42, John Martin.
Bosby hits the first.
His first foul. First team foul.
Hits them both. Renshin to Green, to Crow, to Martin, goes up and around, gets fouled. That was wonderful ball movement from the Bucks. But Martin will go to the line to shoot two.
Foul has been assessed to number 25, Marcel Hobbs. It's going to be his first foul. Second team foul.
First one falls for Martin. Tanky's in for McKinnon. Martin knocks them both. Bosby's got the ball. Cassius Springer from the wing, no good, rebounded by Martin. Over to Luke, who pulls, drives, stops behind the three to set something up. Martin drives on the left-hand side, runs into Bosby, who strips it, almost ends up in the hands of Tanky, who loses control of it, and it will be Bucks ball.
Out of bounds, still Bucks ball. Nick Crow.
Crow gets it early, dumped in, big up. Thunder picking up the pace. Darian Bosby from the corner hits that, makes it look easy. 5-point game. 11 minutes and 20 seconds left to play. Wrench into Martin. Martin finds Crow right under the basket. Trey Anthony did a full-on backflip over Crow. That looked choreographed.
Foul was on number 24.
Luckily, Trey is
Anthony, second foul.
very
third team foul.
acrobatic, very gymnastic-y. Was able to land the flip. Crow misses, getting frustrated with himself. Gets one to fall. It's 1 for 4. At least in this half. Anthony from the top of the key. No good. Rebounded by Crow. Matney kicks it up, picks up the pace. Martin underneath the basket. Sell with his hands up, gets the good block. Bosby going coast to coast up on the left-hand side. No good. Rebounded by Matney. Gets it over to Green. Pass over to Wrenchin. Drives with his left, runs into Sell on the floor, and he will be going to the line for 2.
Foul has been assessed to number 25. Marcel Hobbs is going to be his second foul. 4th team foul.
First one short. Bucks can't buy a free throw. Wrenchin hits, splits. Bosby over to Springer. Springer dumps it down to Marcel. Goes up for it, no good. Rebounded by Matney. Pushing. Anthony right there. 2 seasons ago, Trey Anthony was named our most improved player. Took last season off, but he is back, and he is rested, and he's playing like the Trey that we know. Bosby down to Tanky, kicks it over to Springer, goes up for it, no good, gets his own rebound. Bounce pass over to Anthony. Anthony's got options. Goes to Bosby, drives. Crow gets a hand on it, and gets the rebound. He's pushing. He's probably going to go all the way for himself. Can't get that to fall. Doesn't get it to fall. Does hurt his ankle or knee. He was out 2 seasons ago with a knee injury. So I believe we are going to take an injury timeout, and we will be back. We still have the timeout up. We don't show injuries, but Wrenchin and Martin are helping Nick Crow off the court. It is his left knee, the same one he had hurt a few seasons back. He was laying on the floor saying, no, it's bad. Bucks now will have to finish this game with only 4 players, 8:24 left to play, 7-point game. Refs are calling for the timeout to be over. Crow would be going up for the free throw line, but he is unable
Ball's back
to
in session after the unfortunate injury of
participate
Bucks
in
big
this.
man Nick Crow. We're going to wish him a speedy recovery.
Wrenchin will be taking his throws. First one good. Should probably be starting the clock now. But there we go. Splits him again. Tansy with the rebound. Thunder could use this shorthand to their advantage as McKinnon loses control of it in the hands of Luke Green. Over to Martin at the 3, hesitates. Green at the volleyball line, back over to Martin. Takes a couple dribbles. Luke cuts under the basket, is able to get it, but he does step out of bounds, and it will go over to the Thunder.
Pack your bags, we hit the defense.
Bosby long pass to Springer, loses control of it. Green grabs it, goes up, no good for that. Ends up in the hands of Springer, who pushes it down to Bosby. He's going for coasts. Finds Tanky Blandon over in the corner. No good on the midi. Rebounded by Wrenchin. McKinnon right on him. Finds Martin for the midi on the right. Gets that to fall.
Martin.
Pushing it back up to a 10-point game. 7:10 left to play. Bosby with the bounce to Blandon. He is fouled going up. Foul on Matney. And that will bring Blandon to the line to shoot 2. Off the rim on the red. First.
Number 20, Jack Matney. It's going to be his second foul. Third team foul.
Tank splits. 9-point game. Wrenchin slowing it down. They only have 4 players, so they are trying to save their energy as much as they can. Wrenchin drives into the hands and face of Green, who drops it at the feet of Martin. Drives, goes up for it, no good. It is knocked out of bounds by Tansy. It was all ball. Martin's looking for the fall, but it was all ball. Washington Commanders have scored again. Another field goal, making it 14-6. Matney from the top of the key. Bing bang 3.
Matney.
Hudson with a quick pass over to Bosby, drives into the lane with the right hand, knocks that down.
Darian Bosby.
Going to the line to complete a 3-point play. He drove through all 4 of the Bucks players that were on the floor. Went up for it. Bosby makes it a 3-point play. Bringing it back down to 9 points. They're bouncing between 9 and 10-point leads. Springer picks up Wrenchin. Anthony. John Martin goes up for the midi in the middle of the box and is able to knock that down. 11-point game. Bosby with a long pass to Springer. Over to Hudson, back to Bosby, gets it to Tansy, goes up for the 3, spinning around. Martin sets the screen on Springer for Wrenchin, who is just immediately picked up by Bosby. Great defense by the Thunder. They are playing them close and hard, not letting them break into the 3-point line. Good hands by Walter Hudson. Green to Martin. Drives, pulls up, in and out, and ends up in.
Martin!
Making it a 10-point game again. Springer, in the face of John Martin, is able to get it to fall.
Cassius Springer!
They're going to call timeout until they cross the half court. And we will be back.
Timeout.
Bucks up 48-40. Ball's back in. John Martin gets it in. Green back to Martin. Good hands by Hudson. Hudson poked it away. It was a little too close to his arm, so they'll be calling that a foul.
Walter Hudson, the third. It's going to be his first foul. It's going to be 16 foul.
Renshin going up with the Euro, but is run into Springer. Spins around, ends up getting it to fall.
Gabe Renshin.
Bosby goes up on the left-hand side, gets that to fall.
Gary Bosby.
Skip pass from Matney to Green. Green with a long skip pass over to Renshin, goes for the three. No good on that, but is fouled by Trey Anthony as he's pulling up. And will be going to the line to shoot three.
Foul and technical foul has been assessed to number 24, Trey Anthony. That is going to be his 15th foul, and it's going to be the 18th foul.
Trey Anthony has fouled out of the game. He's quick and he plays with his hands, as we all know. Sometimes he just gets a little too pokey. Love to see it. It's passion, it's fire. Renshin. Yeah, I don't know why they... Walter asking the refs some questions, but we have a nice rule. The coaches can talk to the refs, no one else, because otherwise it gets very chatty.
Score is now 54-42.
But it does help explain to me, at least, what happened. Bucks get the ball back. Tipped out by Springer. Matney's taking it out. Into Renshin. Driving. Finds Green over on the right-hand side. Green tries to get over to Wrenchen, is tipped by McKinnon. Wrenchen ends up with it, goes up on the left-hand side for a midi, no good, rebounded by Tansey, who tries to kick it down to Bosby, does successfully get there after running into the hands of Green and Martin, kicks it over to McKinnon, goes up for the first one, no good, second one, no good, third one, no good, ends up in the hands of Martin, over to Green, who slows it down. 1:20 left to play. They have a 12-point lead and only 4 players, so they are not trying to rush anything. They're not trying to draw fouls. Screen to Martin, finds Matney, back over to Martin in the hands of Tansey. No good, and Martin with the slap foul, starting to. And that.
Foul is on number 42, John Martin. Is going to be his second foul. 15 foul.
They still have 2 more to give before they're in the bonus. Bosby picks it up, goes up for the quick 3. No good, rebounded by Martin. Long pass. He finds Wrenchen, but Hudson reads it first, grabs it. Loses control of it as he was trying to pass it over, ends up touching the toes of Green. Hudson and the Thunder take it out. Tansey's got the ball. Thinks about it. Ooh, nice strip from Green. He's got the easy lay.
Luke Green.
Making it a 14-point game. Green on McKinnon. Over to Springer. Drives on middle of the lane. No good. Wrenchen ends up with the rebound. 30 seconds left to play. Wrenchen and the Bucks will go away with this win. Matney behind the line, hesitating. They're just going to let him finish it out. Why not? Is John Martin going to shoot another 3? No, he's just going to hold it out. Bucks win this game 56-42. Move on to being 1-2. Thunder is now 0-3. Bucks do end up with a win 56-42.